Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for bearing with me for us to start this program today a bit later than usual. Appreciate your indulgence. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to also perform my parental duty as stated in the afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu. And for me, this is one special day of the week that I look forward to because I know I'll be meeting with you guys. We'll be having a serious time of fellowship and really touching different aspects of our lives and getting better as the day go by and making sure we are better and we get better until we arrive at the point where even the blind can see that surely these are better men and better women. Yomi Jegede, thank you, sir, for joining me. I appreciate you, sir. Michael Dick, thank you, long time. Thank you for joining me. Today we are looking at another interesting topic. Another topic that relates to all of us, as you know, on this platform. We always talk about things that affect every one of us so that everybody, we are all growing together, we are all developing together. As the Bible says, we are raised up together with him. So the topic we're looking at today is, what is burnout? What does it mean when you hear the word burnout? What picture comes to mind? What does it paint? How do you try to imagine what it means to be burnt out? But before we go into what it means and what it is, when I was in secondary school a few years ago, just a few years ago, we, as part of the English literature subject that we studied, there was this poem that we studied back then. And as I was preparing for this program, this poem came back to me because some aspect of it really just sinking into what we'll be discussing today. This poem is called Nightfall in Soweto. The author is Oswald Mbuyiseni Nshali. Oswald Mbuyiseni Nshali. And this is a poem that he wrote because of what was going on in those days in Soweto, in South Africa. And I'm just going to read the first two verses of the poem. It says, "Nightfall comes like a dreaded disease, seeping through the pores of a healthy body and ravaging it beyond repair. A murderous hand, lurking in the shadows, clasping the dagger, strikes down the helpless victim." Now, you may wonder, what has that got to do with become a better man? I'm glad you asked the question because what we're looking at today, this topic about being burnt out, about stress and serious stress, it comes like this nightfall that this man is describing in this poem. It comes so subtly, it comes so unnoticeably, it comes so disguised that you don't even know that it is already got its claws around you. What is burnout? Burnout is one of those road hazards, one of those issues in life, one of those things in life that because we are all active, because we are all chasing something, because we are all trying to become something, because we are all running after something, finishing something, starting something, we get so engrossed in what we're doing, and rightly so, don't get me wrong. We become so engrossed, so lock, stock, and barrel in what we're doing that we ignore the signs that our bodies are giving, that is given to us. We have this mentality, especially as Christians, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and rightly so. But in the course of our busyness, in the course of our running from pillar to post, making this happen, we rarely see burnout or the precursor to burnout, which is stress. We rarely see it coming. We're so busy doing what we're doing that we don't see it. We're too busy with what is on our table, what is on our desk, what we are trying to achieve, what we're trying to build, what we're trying to put together, that we subject ourselves to working exceptionally long hours, taking no rest, no holiday, no break, taking on exceedingly heavy workload schedule, and putting enormous pressure on ourselves in order for us to excel, in order for us to satisfy, to meet the demand, to satisfy some obligations and responsibilities. And as we juggle all these balls and we run here and phone call, email, report, proposal, and all of that, as we do all of this, as good and noble as they are, as wonderful and honorable as they are, we tend to forget that this treasure is in earthen vessel, as the Bible says. Because in the midst of all of that, stress creeps in. And burnout is just a graduation, a higher graduation from chronic stress. Burnout doesn't happen suddenly. Oh, no. Like that poem says, it's like the nightfall. It creeps in. It goes through the pores of a healthy body and it ravages it beyond repair. Burnout doesn't just happen. It is so subtle in nature and its approach. You never see it coming. And that is why it is hard for people to recognize that this meter is about to lose its control. We're about to go over the cliff here. But the funny thing is, the way God created all of us, our body is a mechanism. Everything is interwoven, everything is connected, everything is talking to everything. And there comes a time in the midst of this busyness, in the midst of this hectic lifestyle that we're living, especially in this day and age, that it gets to a point where our body is like, slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Oh. Michael said he cannot hear me. Can anybody else not hear me? Please, if you can't hear me, let me know. Oh, sorry, it's Katie Moidem said, sir, I can't hear you. There's no sound. Can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know. So, as I was saying, as our bodies start to talk to us, send messages to us, gives us our body gives us feedback. It lets us know you're pushing the boundary. You're pushing this too hard. You need to slow down. You need to take a break. You need to rearrange your lifestyle. You need to reschedule. Oh, Vancus. Thank you. I appreciate you, Mrs. Williams. Thank you for joining us. As our bodies start to speak to us, telling us and giving us report sheet, giving us feedback, sending emails and messages, text message and voicemail, telling us to slow down. But because of what we need to do, what we need to finish, what we need to accomplish, we tend to ignore these voices, these signals from our body. You see, burnout is a state of chronic stress. Chronic stress. There is stress. Then there is burnout. However, the difference between stress and burnout, the graduation from stress level to where you are completely burnout, is very, very blurred. And that is why people don't see it. It's easy to cross that barrier, and sometimes you cross and you go back. You cross and you go back, and after a while, you cross and there is no way back. You cross from chronic stress from stress rather to chronic stress, which is burnout. And before you know it, it's too late. It is too late. So, what am I saying? If you know me as a person, you know I am a workaholic. I mean, I work myself. Whatever I find doing, I do it with everything. I give it all of me. I put all of me into it. And that is great. That is noble. That is honorable. But then, we must remember, this body is the only one we have. This engine cannot, if it cracks, God help us. And therefore, we need to be mindful how we use it. Let me try and paint a picture, because this came to me as I was preparing for this program. Back then in January 2017, we made plans. We made projections. We had New Year resolutions. We had expectations. Some goals were set. Some objectives were put in place. Some landmarks and things we want to do, we want to achieve, we want to accomplish. We set them up and we declared, this 2017 is my year. In this 2017, this one and this one and this one and this one must be accomplished. These are my goals for 2017. Great. Then you look back. This is November. Midway through November, and then you take you do an audit of your 2017, and suddenly it hits you that 2017 is gone. 2017 is running out. 2017 is on its last of the last leg. And all those hopes and expectations from January, they are gradually fading away. Things are not getting better. Things are not getting easier. Things are not getting kinder. The environment and the situations around your life is getting tighter, and you're getting almost getting to the boiling point. And then you start to ask yourself, because we all do this, we ask ourselves. Now, maybe I'm talking for myself. Maybe you don't ask yourself. But we all, truth be told, we ask ourselves questions like, where has 2017 gone? What have I got to show for this year, 2017, despite all the plans and the expectations? What aspect of my life has actually changed? Just the way I envisaged and I expected it and I planned it in January. And these questions, because you are asking yourself, and sometimes because you don't have an answer to them, they tend to just creep up the temperature. They raise the temperature level in your body. You become a little bit tingling and agitating. That sense of failure, that sense of having not achieved your plans and your goals, they start to creep up on you gradually. And you look at what is left of 2017, for instance, in another 3-4 weeks, in another 2 weeks, Christmas season is in the air. The year is finished. And 2017 has come and gone, just like 2016 and 2015 and 2014. And you are wondering, what on earth have I done with my life? This is a legitimate question. However, care must be taken that in the midst of genuinely, upon necessity for us to address and examine our lives. And the Bible says, ponder the path that you walk on. Check your life. Take an audit. Examine what is happening to you and what is happening in your life. It's great to do that. But in the course of that, some of us become so wound up. The body temperature goes high. Blood pressure is rising. Cholesterol is rising. Weight is, and before you know it, you are stressed. Okay, maybe that 2017 is not your issue. You've accomplished everything in 2017 that you planned in January. But yet you still have some questions. There are still areas that you are turning over and over in your head. Your working environment is not getting better. The demand to deliver is getting higher, and yet the resources to deliver it are getting leaner. The time to deliver it is getting shorter. The patience to wait for it to be delivered is running out. All of a sudden, there is no demarcation between your work life and your family life or your off-work life. Because now the office is no longer in central London or in New York or in Lagos or in Abuja or in Cairo or in wherever your office is. It's no longer there. The office is now you. Wherever you are, that's where the office is. Wherever you stand, wherever you sit, wherever you lie down, everywhere you are, that's where the office is. Guess what? All these are increasing our stress level. Your bills and responsibilities are getting higher. They are multiplying like rats. They are increasing by the day. Your income is still the same, but the purchasing power of your paycheck has been eroded tremendously. That's another stress point. Your health is challenged. Your marriage is on the rock. Your church is even on your neck. They're asking you to pray more, to fast more, to give more, to evangelize more, to be more committed, to serve more. And all of these are increasing and building the momentum of our stress levels. Burnout is an extended period of time. It is a prolonged period of time when someone starts to experience exhaustion and lack of interest in things, resulting in a decline in your overall performance. When it has been extended over time, stress has crossed the bridge into burnout. A lot of people that are burnt out, they start by experiencing chronic stress due to the demands being placed on them and the limited resources that they have to deliver it. Especially, permit me to talk to us as Christians, especially pastors and church leaders. Please help your people. Please help your people. Yes, you have programs. Yes, there is need for evangelism. There is need for conference, and there is need for fasting, and there is need for prayer. As laudable and as honorable and as great as these things are, you must, as a leader, remember that the people you are leading can only serve to the degree to which they are alive. The Bible says it's only the living that can serve God. If every month there's a program, every week there's a new agenda, every quarter there's a new program, and there's a conference, then there's a workshop, there's prayer meeting, there's meeting of meetings, and these same people in your church, they still have to go to work. Their normal 9 to 5 or daily job is there. Their family responsibilities are there. Their health responsibilities are there. They have children, they have spouses. And in the midst of that, the church is now heaping even more stress on them, because the church has made it almost as if you miss any of these programs, if you don't perform these functions, if you don't do what you are being told, it makes you feel that you are almost living in guilt, as if God has turned it back on you. We need to manage the people that God has entrusted under us as church leaders. Please, I beg of you, pastor, reverend, apostle, prophet, teacher, evangelist, whatever your office is called, there are people under your care that God has entrusted to you, and God will ask you how you have managed them. The world is stressful enough. The church should be a solace, a place of refuge. The Bible talks about the name of the Lord is a strong tower. We, the righteous, we run into it and we are saved. Not to make the church become even a bigger yoke around our neck. Manage your activities and plan your programs with the mindset of the people that you have that will run it. Now that I got that off, that's out of my chest now. Let's go back to burnout. Because the truth is there are so many pastors and leaders and church unit leaders and deacons and deaconesses that are actually living on borrowed time. They are living on borrowed time. And we need to be careful before people start falling over the cliff, as it were, into the burnout state. Quickly, when we talk about burnout, what is the manifestation of somebody that is experiencing or going through stress or chronic stress or burnout, as it is called? There are so many ways that this can be seen, and the manifestation they are as diverse as we are as human beings. But researchers and they have kind of grouped it into specific headings, and I'm going to just look at 3 of those specific headings tonight. One of the signs or one of the manifestation of burnout is physical and emotional exhaustion. Physical and emotional exhaustion. I experienced this when I was in Nigeria. I was working then in a community bank as the accountant. It's a new bank. We've just started. The boss, everything was happening. The customers were coming. We were working. We were doing and everything was going great. Then one afternoon, I was in my office, sitting on my chair. There's a customer in front of me, and we're talking and just looking at the proposal that the customer wants us to look at. And suddenly, I fell off from my chair. We were talking, and the next thing, I was on the floor. Spent 3 days in the hospital. And the doctor said to me, "You have pushed yourself. You've pushed yourself so far beyond what your body can carry, and you're exhausted, but you didn't see it." Now, thank God I'm still alive. Thank God all my faculties are still together. But do you know how many people would fall like that and never get up? There are people that will fall like that and half of their body will never get up. This is a serious matter, ladies and gentlemen. And we need to be mindful. We don't have a spare life. This is all we have. How we use it is our responsibility. So the first manifestation of burnout is physical and emotional exhaustion. If you are exhausted physically, it doesn't take long. It will affect your emotion, it will affect your psychology, it will affect your reasoning, your concentration, and everything else will start to fall apart when you are tired. Irrespective of how strong you are, A time comes when your body will say to you, if you want to continue, have at it. As far as I'm concerned, I'm staying here. Now, when it gets to that point, may God help us. So the first one is the physical and emotional exhaustion. Another manifestation of stress or chronic stress or burnout is detachment and cynicism. You detach yourself from everything, from everyone, including family, friends, work colleagues, and your environment. You detach yourself. You become cynical. The third one is you start feeling that you are ineffective, that you are not accomplishing anything. And we're going to look at various sub-manifestations under each of these three major categories. The first one we talked about was physical and emotional exhaustion. What are some of the signs that you are actually going through physical and emotional exhaustion? Before I go into that, let me ask you, have you ever experienced anything like that? Are you going through a season where you feel, hold me down, Lord? Or do you know somebody? Have you worked with somebody that has experienced that? Because it's okay for me to sit here and try to tell you all of this, but there is nothing that is more concrete, more real than personal or real life experience. See, Michael Dick said yes. He said yes. The truth is, this thing is real. It's happening every day. All we need to do is open our eyes and look around us and see how people are drowning in this state of chronic stress and burnout. So quickly, what are the signs of physical and emotional exhaustion? Number one is chronic fatigue. You start to feel that your lack or your energy level is below par. You feel tired most days. It's just like, do we have to go to work today? And gradually, this will grow into you feeling physically and emotionally exhausted. You are drained. You feel drained and depleted. It's just like you get to a point where you start to dread even waking up tomorrow. Michael said, Yeah, he's saying it's good to be dedicated and committed, but you need to balance work with playtime, exercise, and rest. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the first one is chronic fatigue. You feel tired, your energy level is low, you feel lethargic, and you just feel exhausted, you are drained, nothing is like, and there is a sense of dread of, what's going to happen tomorrow? Do I really have to get out of bed tomorrow? Do I really need to go to this office tomorrow? I don't feel like going to that meeting tomorrow. It's going to be another bunch of files to work on. I haven't finished the one from the last 3 months. When you start feeling that way, it's a tail sign that your tail is on fire. Another symptom of this physical and emotional exhaustion is insomnia. You have trouble falling asleep. And when you fall asleep, you have trouble staying asleep. But even when you stay asleep, you have trouble having a deep, relaxing, re-energizing sleep. You are asleep but awake. Maybe it starts 1 night a week. Maybe it's 2 nights a week. But gradually, as this stress level increases, the one night or 2 nights will become every night. And then you can't sleep at all. And because you have not slept from yesterday, means you have not rested from yesterday, today you are tired. So there's a carryover of the tiredness, of the restlessness from yesterday into today. Guess what? You are not productive today because you have not been able to rest. When you hit that point, ladies and gentlemen, it's a tell sign that you need to watch out. Another symptom of this physical and emotional exhaustion is that you fall ill easily these days. Maybe you are one of those people that you could go 2-3 years and not even sneeze or have headache or anything. But all of a sudden, almost every other week, almost every month, now you're having one sneeze here and one headache and that pain. Sorry about that. The internet is doing its thing on us. I'm sorry about that. The reason why you fall ill easily these days is because you've not been sleeping. So you are tired. You are depleted. Your immune system, they've become weak. So they can't fight those viruses that are attacking you, those infections that is in the air. Your defense mechanism has now dropped. Your guards are in boxing, the coach will say, put up your guards, put up your guards. That is, protect yourself. But when you are tired and depleted, when your immune system, they have lost all the energy, there's no defense anymore. Every little virus in town, you catch it. Every little infection that's in the air is coming to you because of stress and being burnout. The flu jab doesn't help you. Please, these are signs that you are in the peripheral if you are actually not living in that land of being stressed and burnout. Another tail sign is you start to lose appetite. You don't feel hungry. Even when you see your favorite food, it doesn't really bother you. You don't have the desire to have something, to eat something, to enjoy even the food in your mouth. It's not there anymore. When you start to lose your appetite, okay, every now and again you feel no, I don't want to eat or something. But when it is consistent, when it becomes a pattern, your wife has cooked and you like, no, I think I'll pass on that. Your husband say, oh, we need to go out for a meal. You say, no, I don't feel like. Then tomorrow, no, I don't feel like. Oh, let's have Chinese. No, I don't like Chinese. Let's have Indian. No, I don't like it. What about jollof rice? No. When that becomes a song in your mouth, it's a telltale sign. You start to lose appetite. Because you are losing appetite, because you've lost your appetite, you start to lose weight. Yeah, there's something wrong in losing weight. Everybody wants to be trim and slim and lean. That's great. But this is weight loss that is not induced by you. This is because you are not eating. Nothing is going inside. And yet you still doing everything you are doing. You start to lose weight. Another tell sign is there's a sense of anxiety about you. You become tensed over everything, over little things. You are tensed up. You are worrying. There's a sense of edginess about you. This anxiety sometimes becomes so serious that it will start to affect even your ability to work, to be productive, to reason, to solve problems. Everywhere you look, there's something you're not sure about, and you are shaking, you are wondering, you are worrying. All of these are signs that you are on the border of being burnt out. Sometimes the symptoms of this physical and emotional exhaustion is that even you start to feel physical pain around your chest, you start to have heart palpitation, you have shortness of breath, you start feeling dizzy, you start fainting, like I said, what happened to me. All of these, once you start seeing any of these signs, or combination of these signs, of these symptoms, of these telltale signs, run, Forrest, run to your medical doctor. You need help. Also, another manifestation of this physical and emotional exhaustion is that you are easily provoked, you are easily angered. Little things blow your fuse. It doesn't take much to get you angry. And if it is not tamed, if that is not taken care of, before you know it, it will turn to angry outbursts at work, at home, with your spouse, your children, your co-workers, even your boss, even your in church, wherever you find yourself. Suddenly you can't hold back that anger that is boiling up on the inside of you. When these signs are predominantly your lifestyle, please go and see your medical doctor. Quickly see your medical doctor. So that's the first manifestation, the first category of the manifestation of chronic stress or burnout. The next one is where I talked about there is a sense of detachment and you become cynical. You are detached and cynical at the same time. You've lost a sense of enjoyment for things you used to like. You used to support and you love your football. You just can't wait for the Saturday. You're always eager for the result of how your club is doing and this and that. And then all of a sudden, they mentioned it and they say, oh, whatever. No, I don't have time for that anymore. The drastic change, the sudden move, the immediate switch from what you used to enjoy to now, you don't even, you can't be, whether it's there or not, you don't really care. It doesn't bother you. The moment you start experiencing those things, they're not just because your club is not winning. It is bigger than that. Even it will go as far as to, at work, you used to be the champion of new projects. You used to be the one that will bring up new ideas, creative ways of doing things. But now, when a new project is announced, you avoid it. When you're supposed to work together in a team, they can't find you. It will go to a point where you're even trying to escape from doing your work. That is the loss of enjoyment. Things you used to enjoy. Now, no, it's gone. Another sign is that you start to talk to yourself, or talk about yourself in a negative way. You start to see yourself and express yourself and address yourself and accept yourself from a negative point of view. You used to be the kind of man that sees the glass half full. Now you see the glass half empty. You used to be the guy that will encourage others and build others up. But suddenly, everybody is now you've become a prayer point. Your co-workers, your family members, they are now kind of just being careful around you, not knowing how to go about it. And also you start to not trust anybody. You think, oh, that person is trying to get me. That person is out to get me. That person is... When all of that is happening, see your doctor. Another thing that happens under this detachment mentality or symptoms of detachment is the sense of, or is the need, not the sense, is the need to isolate yourself. You just don't want to be in contact with anybody. You want to be aloof. You want to be Billy No Mate just by yourself. You don't answer phone calls. You don't return emails. You don't open your door. You can stay in your room all the whole weekend and not go out and not talk to anybody. It's not because you suddenly hate everybody. It's because of what your body is going through. It's because of the volume, the sheer weight of stress and pressure that is upon you. You need to do something about it. You need to do something about it. Your ability to pay attention starts to suffer. Stress, when somebody is going through a lot of stress, your attention span becomes so narrow, and the narrow attention you have is now laser focused on negative elements. You can't see anything good in anything. All you can see is threats. All you can see is danger. All you can see is, oh, that's not good. Oh, when all of that is happening, please note that you are dealing with stress. And it could even be chronic stress, which is in other words, a burnout. The third aspect that we talked about is ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. I started by using myself as an example that I'm a workaholic. I just work, I do this. But imagine all of a sudden, I then start to feel, what's the point anyway? When you start telling yourself what is the point in doing what you are supposed to do, what you need to do, what you have to do, for no other reason, just because of what's the point anyway, it's a big alarm bell going off. Wah, 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 that you need to do something about it. This sense of you being ineffective and not accomplishing anything, you feel there's a feeling of apathy and hopelessness. I think that's the word. Hopelessness that just kind of hang around you. And you can't seem to be able to shake it off. There's a general sense that nothing is going right, nothing is working, nothing matters, everything is just not working for you. You start to say to yourself, you are good for nothing. There's nothing good that can come out of you. You can't even do this. You can't even do. And you self-criticize to the point where you self-condemn. To the point where you start even questioning. What's the point? What's the point? It's a dangerous place to be. And because you are feeling lethargic and the sense of hopelessness, the sense of being ineffective, it affects your ability to be productive. It also affects your performance level. So you are now in a vicious circle. There is this sense of, I'm not good, nothing good is coming out of me, look, I can't do this. And at the same time, the manifestation of that is that you are becoming less productive. Your performance level has dropped. So, you're feeling this way and you're seeing the manifestation of it this way. You add one to one. See, I said it, but actually, it is not true. It is because of the level of stress, of weight that is upon your shoulder. That is what the issue is. And sometimes we reason it out, we explain it away, we give it names, we say, oh, it's this one, or it's that one, is this man, or that person, is the woman in the village. No, it's not. None of those. All you need to do is to sit back and regain your life from doing. Regain yourself from stress an overbearing weight that you are carrying. Jesus said, cast your care upon me. Put all those issues at the feet of Jesus. Bring them to the foot of the cross. He said, I care for you. Cast your care upon me. But because we try to carry it ourselves, because we try to take it upon ourselves, he said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. But we now heap more burden on ourselves. We carry more yokes on ourselves. The effect of it is what we're talking about tonight. Chronic stress, burnout. Another sign of this category of being ineffective and lack of accomplishment is that you are increasingly irritated. Suddenly, everything gets on your nerve. Everything trips your fuse. Everything just kind of gets you. You become so personal about everything. Somebody just walk past you, you take it personal. They walk past me and they didn't see me. They walk past me, he didn't greet me. Now, another person walk past you, they greet you, say, oh, he walked past me, he's looking at me. And everything becomes personal. Your professional life, people in the office are now saying, no, I won't call him. Let me send him an email. But the email, the first 3 lines is to build you up. Hello, whatever your name is. You look wonderful today. It's been a great day to have you in the office. You have been the best thing that's happened to this department since Noah was born. Oh, by the way, how far with that project? There's no need for that, because now people are walking on eggshells all around you just to avoid you tripping your fuse. So tonight we have looked at the 3 major angles, the three major categories of the manifestation of stress and burnout or chronic stress. We've looked at the physical and emotional exhaustion angle. We've looked at the detachment and the cynical angle. We've also looked at the feeling of ineffective and lack of accomplishment angle. The question is this. In all of this, or in any of this, or in all of this put together, there is somebody out there that is on this program or that will watch this program at some point, somewhere, anywhere in the world, that you can relate to at least 1, maybe 2, probably 3, 4 of some of the symptoms that I have mentioned tonight. I can only appeal to you. Your life is precious. Your life is precious. You are valuable to this world, not just to yourself and your family. The whole world needs you. That's why God created you and put you on this planet, because there is a purpose, there is a reason, there is a need for you, that person. I am appealing to you to please take a break. This world will continue to go around till Jesus comes. This, whatever it is that has brought this pressure on you, that has heaped this weight on your shoulder, whatever it is that you are contending with that's brought you to this point of chronic stress, it's not worth your life. It's not worth your sanity. It's not worth your losing your faculties. I appeal to you. Seek help. Seek help. And the help starts with you helping yourself. Now, you could say, what do you mean by that? I'm already... Yeah, the first help that you can do is for you to admit that you have this issue. Because in every situation in life, people go through different stages. Denial, disagreement, and all of that. But please, don't wish it away. It's not going to go away. Look, let me tell you something. Burnout is not like flu, that after a few weeks, it will just go away. No. 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 It won't just go away. You have to do something about it. You have to summon that courage to say there is more to me and my life than this. Now, to some of you out there and some of us, maybe you are not experiencing, you have no issue whatsoever with everything we've talked about tonight. Kudos. Great. Well done. God bless you. But just because you don't have it now, don't discard these things that we've mentioned tonight. Keep them somewhere where you can touch them, where you can use them, where you can compare them, where you can relate to them. So that, you see, most people that are going through burnout and chronic stress, it's not because they want to. It's because they didn't see it coming. And while it was eating them up, they didn't feel it. Some ignored it. Some wished it away. Some even prayed it away, fasted it away, prophesied over it that it's gone. But it's still there. It is still there. Don't die in silence. Don't let this thing that is... We did a program some months ago about men's health, and we said 60 or 70% of the diseases that kill men are curable if only they are detected and treated on time. So whatever it is, any aspect of this that we've talked about tonight that you are experiencing, even if it's just one, don't take it for granted. Don't say, well, it's only one, that one it will normalize. You have to do something about it. If you are experiencing any of this, if you are going through any of this, it may not be full-blown, but it's a wake-up call. It's an alarm bell that is ringing loudly. You need to do something about it. There is more to life than paying your bills. There is more to life than gaining that contract. There is more to life than submitting that proposal. There is more to life than getting that promotion. Jesus said, what will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? What can you compare? What would you exchange for your soul and your sanity? For your well-being and your and enjoy the life and the family that God has given to you? Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's worth thinking about. I know I'm hitting hard tonight, especially at this point. I know it sounds harsh, especially for those that are going through it already. My prayer is that the peace of God will rest on you, and the God of heaven, Jesus Christ himself, the comforter, the lifter of all burdens, him and his anointing that removes yokes and destroys burden, will touch your life tonight and give you that breakthrough and deliver you and set you free. But it has to start from you acknowledging it, that you have this issue. that you have this problem, that you need to come out of it, that you need to be delivered, that you need to set yourself free. Somewhere, somehow, it starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with you. Next week on this program, we'll still continue on this particular topic. But next week, we'll be looking at, now that we've identified some of these symptoms, how can it be treated? Is there any way of treating this thing? Is there any way of handling them, getting rid of them? Also, next we'll be looking at, having gone through, having been delivered, how do you regain your life, your enthusiasm, your strength, your vigor, your vision, your power? How do you regain all of that? So these are some of the things we'll be looking at next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate you for your time. The time that you have set aside to be part of this program tonight is valuable. I appreciate it. And I hope that somewhere, somehow, in all that we have said tonight, something has registered with you. It may not even be for you. Maybe for somebody in your office. Maybe for somebody you know. Maybe your neighbor, your church member. It could be anybody in your family. But whatever it is, what you have heard tonight, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Spread the news. Tell somebody about it. All it takes is to click the share button so that your friends of friends can also see and hear what we're talking about tonight. Because that could just be the answer to somebody's prayer. The breakthrough to a family's believing God for a turnaround. All it costs you is one click of the share button. I appeal to you. Do it now. Click that share button now. Click that share button now. Thank you for all those that have shared it. I appreciate you. Until we meet again next week, remember, we are on a journey of discovery. And every week, we learn something new. Every week, we take another step. Every week, we take another ground. Every week, we move closer to that destination. The destination that says we are better men and better women because of the journey that we've been through. I appreciate you. God bless you. Have a blessed week. And we'll catch up again next week. Till then, live a good life. Enjoy yourself. God bless you. Bye-bye.